Well, when I came to MA, I was expecting this warm community of people who really care about one another, a challenging community where everyone is really, really talented, and that pushes you to push yourself even more. And I definitely have come across that in the theater community, in dance, and definitely in academics.
The reason why I returned to MA was because of this community that we have. That's like a big yet intimate family. It's a special place.
Marin Academy is one of the rare institutions that really wants to develop artist scholars, and I think that makes it a very valuable thing to me as a teacher and my daughter as both a student and a parent of a student, but also as one of my students.
Before I came to MA, I didn't like hiking, I didn't like biking, I was scared of the ocean, and now I'm on outdoor leadership emphasis. I go on lots of outings with these two jokers, and just have a blast.
I think there's just something that's you can't quite put a finger on, and yet it's something that's been consistent about how it is we do things or the speakers that we get. That says a lot about who we are.
MA really focuses on building scholar athletes, so kids that aren't necessarily only valuable on the athletic field, but are also really valuable students in the classroom. And I think that sort of builds in. I know Josh, our lacrosse coach, is always talking about not making the winning part of sports the most important, but making who you become as a man more important and who you become after high school. So I think that really builds into MA's total goal.
The kids I teach are still really bright, engaged, quirky, fun-loving, sometimes unpredictable, and it makes working here really great.
In such a young age, MA instilled in me to find what I'm passionate about, and I'm really glad. Well, a blessing and a curse, because I won't settle for anything less. And I see that a lot in my peers who went to MA. That's the difference between them and other kids I interact with. They won't settle. They want to change the world.
I think it's kind of what I remember about this. It was a place to be independent, an individual. You could do what you wanted.
And I think kids treat the place like their home, which is really wonderful.
I think so.
In lots of ways.
It's an extension of home, for sure.
I guess what I think really remains the same here, and what I loved about it in its new, was that there was individual attention, and it was all about thinking differently. It was all about allowing difference, and it was all about kindness.
I think as long as you're organized and you plan ahead, it's pretty easy to manage the sport life and academic life.
And I think that that's something that I learned as a student athlete through high school and college, through my parents, and then through other coaches, and they were able to put it into a common vocabulary that folks could use. Winning's important, but the life lessons is more important.
First memory of MA, I think, was coming during an assembly when I was probably 7, and lying in the bleachers, the space between the bleachers, and looking at everyone walking in, and just like walking in the halls, and everyone just being really nice and welcoming.
Well, looking back on it, I kind of realized that I grew up at MA, and I kind of came into who I am at MA, as cheesy as that may sound. MA is such an incredibly supportive environment, and everyone's so inspiring and inspired and respectful, and just very, I feel so lucky to have gone here.
Yeah, I started 35 years ago. I think I have somewhere between 200 and 300 outings now.
What defines MA for me is it's a place where kids feel like it's their place and they love being here.